everybody. Just checking in. It's Laura. Nice to see everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm always smacking and popping. I'm sorry. It's a thing. I don't try. I'm not like, but I am. Okay, well, anyway, hi everybody. I was thinking today, while out and about, well, that, and actually I was watching, no, I'm sorry. Spent time on social media. I'm not going to name a name. And they were making fun, as usual, as everybody does, about tarot readers. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I'm going to defend us for a minute, okay? So everybody has their own story when it has to do with this. But as far as I'm concerned, anybody who's trying to raise their vibration as a human being, anybody who is tapping into something higher than themselves, trying to heal wounds that they've sustained through their life's journeys, trying to build themselves up to be a better person, whether it be whatever form of, you could say religion or spirituality, metaphysical, meditation, all of it, but in particular tarot cards, because that's what I saw. I think we deserve credit as human beings for trying to grow. And I think the people who are making fun of us, who are still doing all kinds of things, drugs, alcohol, sex addictions, and all these other things that a lot of the popular culture are doing, I think they're the weirdos. So I'm going to be a little judgmental towards you guys. I'm not trying to be tit for tat, but keeping it real, I think that I would much rather be around a group or a community of people who's trying to better themselves than those who are not, any day of the week. So I'm gonna pull a couple of, I'm not gonna do a tarot reading tonight. I'm gonna just do some oracle and stuff and see what my guides and angels and higher power and everybody who gives me messages to give to you all and looks out for my well-being on a daily basis, says about people with the ability to use the cards to give uplifting messages to the part of the collective population that wants or needs to hear it, to give us some encouragement to keep growing, to better ourselves in humanity while we're here in this 3D reality. How we stay strong and deal with people who are trying to make fun of us and our spiritual beliefs or our metaphysical beliefs or our religious beliefs or anything that we're trying to grow with or from. Okay, let's see what happens. Most High and Mother Earth, please protect us, protect this space, protect my collective that likes to watch and get uplifting messages, to give us a message for our greatest good today, to help us understand and be strong to continue with what we want to do to uplift ourselves and what we're drawn to create messages for people. you so much, Most High. Amen. And I'm going to use my Florida water and my organic oils and clear the air. Okay, use my bird feather that I found, which I love so much. Alright. Goodness, okay, let's get through this. A lot going on over here today. Let's stay positive, okay? Here we go. Alright, we're going to get a couple of my little cat gurus. Let's see what they have to offer us for the Most High to channel through myself and the cards and give us some encouragement about trying to follow a path of being more enlightened and high vibrational. Okay. We have Socks Clinton. First card. And who else? I'm going to do, no, I have to stick with it. Barsuk. Oh, I forgot to show you. I was going to try to get it wrong because I think I've pulled it before, but we're going to go with what we're guided to go with. I'm not going to try to fight spirit. No. See, as the ego can do, we want to override and block the messages that are channeling through. No. This is what we do. This is when we ignore red flags and bad relationships and everything else. We try to block the channeled message and the intuition. We're not going to do that. Learn to let go and let your guides give you messages that you trust. I like this one. I'm going to take this. Envision the future. Precious Opal. That's our crystal card. Okay, God, help me through this. Allow me the privacy to give a message that we need tonight to encourage us, please. Thank you so much. Amen. These are the Witching Hour Oracle. We have salt. I pull salt often. Protection and healing. Imagine. The Hanging Bones. And one more will be good for tonight. So I'm going to take a shower and relax. I'm a little tired too, so I might be a bit cranky with all of this because I worked all day. Bewitched. Let's see what happens. Alrighty. A message of encouragement, please. Thank you so much. Barsuk says, corruption is inevitable, so why resist? To confuse your opponents, issue fake news. Yeah. We definitely have opposition when we're trying to do something positive, don't we? We have people making fun of the tarot community, for sure. I don't really like to I don't like to brand it because I don't know what you consider yourself, metaphysical, spiritual. I don't know all the words, but let's just say the tarot community. So, learn how to confuse your opponents. Maybe keep it quiet sometimes to those who are going to give you too much opposition, so that they don't discourage you. That's what I tend to do. Sometimes I just blurt it out there. Right now, I'm trying to build a community and I don't want anyone discouraging me. Okay. And then we have Socks Clinton. Ignore meow stream media. You can never rely on popularity alone. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you, Most High. Thank you so much. Absolutely. We aren't popular with a lot of the world, but you know what? That's not important. What's important is making a community of people who are trying to grow inside and uplift the whoever wants to get on that boat with us and ride up. That's cute. Okay. Let's get the kitchen hour. Okay. So far, corruption is inevitable. So there's going to be people that make fun of us, and you can't rely on popularity. You have to rely on what's inside your heart and what you're being guided to do by your guides, by the Most High Creator. Okay, not these people out here making fun of us. Don't worry about them. If you believe it, if you're guided to do it, and you feel comfortable, and you feel like you're making a difference in this world, and in your family, and people that are important to you, that's what matters. Not these people who are on a dark path to nothingness besides sex, drugs, and deception, and slander, and making fun of us, making fun of people on the lighter side instead of the shadow side. You know, I don't know what to call them. It's not, I'm not here to judge them like they do us. I'm just saying, come on, really? I mean, I think you definitely don't need to be judging us. So, and bring uplifting messages, funniness when I can, and a friendly face for you guys. Okay, that's my goal. Really, at this point, nothing more, nothing less. Salt. The key words are boundaries and protecting your energy. So, salt is one of the most important tools in a witch's cabinet and is often used to cast a circle of protection before performing a spell. Sprinkle salt around your home and along your windows and doors to keep negative energy out, and use it to clear harmful vibrations that are directed towards you. When salt comes into a reading, it is because you require protection and need to take steps to establish stronger boundaries. It is your responsibility to teach others how to respect your needs. You may hope others will intuitively know how to treat you, but remember that every being is experiencing their own hardships, lessons, and triggers. They may have blocks that prevent them instinctively recognizing boundaries that seem obvious to you. This is not an excuse to treat you poorly, but it is reason enough for you to speak up and communicate your needs rather than expecting someone to guess. I hope you can hear me. I don't have a microphone, aside from what's on this recording. And of course, there are people who will push your boundaries to a breaking point. Oh my gosh, all the time for me, personally. Some may even be doing it intentionally. Definitely. Standing firm lets them know that while they may push you, you will not break. So, protect your energy and set boundaries with these people when they have negative things to say about what you want to do. It's not for them to tell you what you should pursue in your life, for your dreams, your goals, your hobbies, your own personal healing journey, getting to know your higher power and guides, and what you believe in, healing family wounds or anything else. It's none of their business. And so take it with a grain of salt. Brush your shoulders off, just don't worry about them. It is annoying though. That's why I'm clapping back for all of us, because the nerve and audacity of people who aren't even trying to do anything for themselves except being shadow driven is amazing. Very amazing. Alright. Not. Anyways. Alright, the next one is the hanging bones. Okay. It's still going, but hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. When this thing cranks, it cranks, I'll tell you what. I know I'm not working with a microphone. I'm not talking super loud because big ears. I'm sorry, sometimes I'm like that. I just can't wait to have some privacy of my own. The hanging bones, seeing the signs, synchronicities, paying attention, following accordingly. There are signs all around for those who know where to look and how to see them. Fortunately, you are among the special few who are aware of these signs and how to use them wisely. That's right, community, we are. However, receiving this card means you may be doubting the sacredness and importance of the signs, also known as synchronicities, that have been presented to you lately. Repetitive numbers, colors, shapes, animals, and coincidences are the universe's way of speaking to you. They are validating your choices, pointing you in the right direction, and letting you know they are working on your behalf. See? They got your back. Okay? These signs are not mistakes, and once you begin to honor them, you will come to realize Spirit is directing you and has been directing you through these little whispers your entire life. Do not question a sign when one is presented to you. Rejoice in the wink from the universe. Thank you and act accordingly. If a sign feels like a positive validation, then honor it. If a sign feels like a warning, remember I talked about red flags, and you're ignoring the messages, and they are coming in and try to use our ego to change it. Take heed and be sure to say a small prayer of gratitude for each sign received. With time and your willingness to pay attention, signs will become clearer and more frequent. These are great. Oh my gosh. Love it. Okay, Bewitched. One more, and then we'll do the crystal. Most High. They always come through. These are exactly what we need to hear. And I can't find what I'm looking for. Bewitched. You're under a spell. Obsession, addiction, conditioning. Uh-oh. Temptation can feel a lot like being under a spell. You know you shouldn't do it, yet you can't help yourself, and you continue to make bad choices even when it doesn't feel good. You're ashamed, or you feel as though your power slips away with every act of self-sabotage, like not listening to your guides. In a money reading, Bewitched appears when you are too focused on material pursuits or get-rich-quick schemes. You may be sacrificing your beliefs to reach goals of a certain status or level of achievement. However, continuing to do so will come at great personal cost. In a career reading, pulling this card is a clear sign that you are in a poor environment and giving far more than you're receiving. In a love reading, you may find yourself pursuing shallow people in relationships. It could be you have cut yourself off from discovering true, deep, meaningful connections, even though that is what you truly desire. In general, this card represents a victim mentality and a need to blame others for your choices. You can change things at any time you choose, but have not taken responsibility for your role in your circumstances. Okay, well, it's like the devil in the tarot. How do I want to use this? I'm going to say sort of like what this card says. Ignore popular culture and the push to be in a shadow self, to pursue addictions of all sorts, to listen to negative people telling you what your beliefs should be, obsessing about materialistic things, how you having the best clothes, the best cars, the best everything, all of that. Even allowing people to saying don't blame others, negative self-talk, anything like that. Let's be grateful for what we have right now in this moment, including where you live. Even if you don't like it, you have a roof over your head. Even if the car you're driving isn't the greatest, you have wheels. Even if your job isn't your forever job, you have food in your refrigerator. Okay, so if you're dealing with addictions or letting meow stream media tempt you into more of your shadow self, really try to work on that. You have always got someone to pray to ask for help, and answers. Okay, you're never alone. This was a good message. So we're going to keep going strong. We're not going to let these negative people operating in a lower vibration make fun of us for trying to grow. We're not going to do that. We're not going to let them pull us back down into sometimes our former shadow selves. I used to do all kinds of things when I was operating in that. In that time of my life, in my shadow self. So you have to grow. That's it. You just have to grow. Be okay. Alright, let's see what envision the future is. It's never too late to grow and change. If you want to, you can. You definitely can. Took me a long time to learn how to deal with things that have happened in life. And grow from them to the point of sitting up here today talking to you guys. There's been some dark days for me, real dark days. But through it all, I never lost the purity in my heart, though. I haven't. I've never lost that. Even when I was acting in a darker version of myself because of pain or, I don't know, really, at the moment. But I made it through, thankfully, for the purity I have inside of my heart and soul, and the faith that I have. None of us are perfect. We're here learning right now, and to experience what this realm has to offer, for negative and positive, for our growth and ascension to wherever we're going next. Okay, to help collective energy for the future. Either here in this 3D reality or the next realm, I guess you would say. Okay. All right. Envision the future, precious opal. Were the ancient oracles always accurate? Nope. Time is fluid. Opal knows making the prophecy business. Opal knows making the prophecy business rather risky. Opal knows making the prophecy business rather risky. I don't really understand that yet. But when the priestess of Delphi donned opals, their ability to make sense of the swirling waters of what is to come sharpened. Unlike most stones, opal knows how to hold and work with water. She feels the ways in which the waters of time can be channeled or dammed, creating different outcomes and new visions. Since the future is not a fixed destination, naming the pathways you might walk to get there begins to craft what comes next. Choose your road and name your path, Opal encourages. That's how the future emerges out of the swirling waters of time. Wait a minute. There's usually another page. I'm getting a little distracted. I'm sorry. We often hope or plan for the future, but the real magic comes from taking the time to use all of your senses to envision and embody your desires for what is to come. So I would chalk that up to like manifesting what you want in your life, you know. And apparently opal's a good stone to have near you, maybe while you're doing some of your meditating and manifesting. Reflection, the fluidity of becoming. Most opals are not actually crystals. Crystals have a regular arrangement of atoms, whereas the majority of opals are amorphous, having no regular internal system. Precious opal is the exception. In this stone, flow has found a stable structure. But precious opal remembers the freedom that comes from having no pattern. She knows that fluidity allows you to find your way out of the ruts of daily life, so you can explore new ways of being, alternate futures, and new possibilities. Yes. Getting out of the rut of mainstream. Out there, what's going on, you know, or what they say is going on. Is it? I don't know. I don't spend a whole lot of time there in that, you know, chaos. I don't typically follow like fashion, music, or what's popular at the moment. Let's put it that way. I do exactly what I'm interested in. And always have, actually. There have been moments where I look at things and I'm like, oh, well, you know, as a young person, maybe I should wear that, or maybe I should look like that, but just never felt comfortable. So I didn't. And my family, we're not the follower type. We are all very individual, you know. And we celebrate that in my family, so I'm thankful for that. Makes it easier for me to feel comfortable in my own skin. I have had many partners who tried to do the opposite, though, and make me feel uncomfortable in my own skin and put me in competition with other partners for their affection and for them to validate me. And I have fallen into that trap for brief moments in time, I will call them, because everything's just like a blip, you know, when we're here. And until each and every time I had had enough and got back to knowing my value and believing in myself and realizing it had nothing to do with me and everything to do with them. And if they wanted better, they should just go get it instead of torturing me. Right? Or I shouldn't say better, what they considered better. But either couldn't get or something. But that's not their problem. Certainly isn't mine. So they must have liked something, I would say, or they wouldn't have been involved with me in the first place. Maybe they felt threatened. Maybe they didn't feel good enough. And so they tried to belittle us, right? It's a different way of thinking about it, I think. It's probably more accurate, too. Nevertheless, don't fall in that trap. Okay, you're great. And if any person, place, or thing thinks you're not, find those who do. Okay? Yeah. That's where I'm going to leave it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. for that message. Spirit, Mother Earth, my guides. So you can get Opal. Okay. Opal will help you envision the future. Opals are really pretty. I love opals, actually. One of my favorite stones or crystals or whatever, jewels. Stay off the hamster wheel of Meow Stream Media. Okay. Be discerning. Be sly. Trick your opponents. Confuse them. You're smart. Right? Protect yourself and your dreams. Listen to the signs your guides are giving you, and your intuition and your gut feeling. And don't fall into the trap of addictions of all sorts that are made sometimes to be so shiny and sparkly. They are a pitfall. Is that the word? They're a pit, regardless. So let's keep growing. Let's not fall into any of that. We're on the right track, okay? That was a great reading. Awesome. Loved it. Made me feel a little bit better. It always does, actually. Even if I'm having a kind of, I don't want to say a bad day. I didn't have a bad day. I had a relaxing day, but there's certain things that I'm still trying to deal with and work through. And one of the huge ones is I want my own space so that I don't have to talk low and be interrupted. I am grateful for the roof over my head. I would like to have my own, okay, at some point. So good luck with anything that you're dreaming of right now, okay? And I hope we all have luck and prosperity, all right? Okay, I love ya, and I appreciate you watching. Like, share, subscribe. Helps my channel grow. It helps our community grow, okay? All right, that's it. Bye-bye, guys.